One Nation, One Election panel next week, which will happen on the 25th of October. It has been written to all the political parties and suggestions have been invited from them. Pal, with us on the broadcast, so you remember there was a special committee that was set up to look at the idea of simultaneous elections or One Nation, One poll, under which all the state elections and the central elections or the Lok Sabha elections will happen in one go. The idea has been a contentious one. It has been heavily debated upon. The opposition parties have said that this is not something which is conducive to the idea of democracy in India. At the same time, there's a special panel that has been formed under the top functionaries and who are going to look into it. Mr. Kovind, of course, the former president, is part of that panel. Pal, with us on the broadcast. Pal, the panel has written to all the political parties, invited suggestions.
Yes, it's a very important exercise and it's a part of a very crucial exercise given the fact that you're talking about the overhauling of the election process in the country. Anusha, it's a complicated legislation. It's a constitutional amendment that one is looking at, and that's one of the reasons all political parties who are essentially stakeholders in these elections have been asked to give in their suggestions. And this is possibly going to be the first full-fledged meeting of the panel led by former President of India, Ramnath Kovind ji, on 25th of October. Crucially in the committee is Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Law Minister Arjuna Meghwal is a special invitee, and there are, of course, there was an invitation which was also extended to Adrian Chaudhary, remember, had earlier declined to be a part of this panel legislation. It's a very crucial legislation that is in the offing, in the fact that every political party understands that this is a state of affairs when, probably they're engaged in election and electioneering process for probably most part of the year and actually leave very little time for governance, and also is said to be a propel for a lot of corruption and a lot of black money, etc. That is the idea behind the government proposing for this committee to be formed.
All right. As you get us all those details, Payal, I think just a brief note about how the idea has been a contentious one and how the opposition parties have been all against it. Do you think that they're going to come before the panel and give their written submissions or any kind of representation?
Well, like I said, India is a democracy and Indian democracy has its own value system as well. Given the fact that all political parties who are engaged in elections are stakeholders, so obviously the onus will be on the political parties to give in their suggestions whether they agree that there should be one country, one election, or there should not be, or what form it should take, or what shape it should take, and when it should really happen. So obviously we are expecting political parties to give in their suggestions as well. But like I said, each one their own how they want to go about it, because there are several parties in the opposition rank, including Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi Party, which has essentially supported the idea of one country, one election.
Absolutely.
So obviously it's the important thing but the mandate, it is of course the duty of the panel to actually write to the political parties and ask them to give in their suggestions as a part of the consultation process.